Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Left 4 Dead 2. Let's continue. So, we're on the third section of 4 sections of the first scenario. Sure looks dark in here. We're inside the mall. Or just now getting inside the mall. I have this rocket launcher set up. This does feel like they've kind of taken the idea of the doors being kind of shooting galleries to the next level. Let's see how many people we can take out with that one powerful shotgun. See, that felt like that was probably a little bit more scripted. One thing I would be looking for here is if the AI director is much more of a scripted thing and less of a kind of random thing. This gun still shoots really loud.
We got pills here.
Much like the zombie movies being set in the mall is very in line with a sequel. We definitely are seeing wider areas. Although I really have to question if Left 4 Dead 1 couldn't have also had areas this wide. I've yet to really suss out if there's a significant increase in zombies that we've seen in Horde mode. But we have definitely seen a lot more special infected deciding to show up.
Reloading.
These guys do seem to just kind of come out of the shadows still. What is this supposed to be? Clothes? It looks like a painting, but a painting of clothes. Where I guess these are clothes. This is Capel's, I guess, clothing store that we're going through. And it wasn't particularly linear. This looks a lot brighter. And I suspect we probably won't have zombies. I suspect we won't have zombies jumping through that ceiling section. We've got zombies jumping down and trying to snoop around you.
Reloading.
The clothing look pretty pathetic. Frankly, it doesn't. It looks very flat and not cloth-like, which I think you would expect in modern games for the cloth to really feel like cloth.
Watch out!
Here we've got what looks like security cameras that probably won't really play any role. And so that one's called a charger. We're slowly learning the names of all these characters. And got some mannequins.
We got a hunter.
And we're just looking around, trying to clear the whole area out, which this actually does feel much more like you can clear out areas compared to the first game,
Reloading.
where the first game it seemed like they kind of just always kept on spawning no matter what you did. Just blind firing. And we've got over here what? Like, I can't even really see what this is. It's like, I think these are changing room doors with regular house. Like, I think these are changing rooms with regular house doors on them. I guess those would be respawn locations. After that first sequence, wow. Boy, does that smoke just obscure view. Like, that really obscured the view. I could not see anything at all. See,
Pipe bomb here.
let's see.
Throwing a pipe bomb. Reload.
Since I'm the only one that can pick up pipe bombs anyways, we'll go ahead and pick that up.
We got pills here.
Do we look everywhere? Yeah. Let's see if we can break the glass. Seemingly no.
Just go right through there. Down that escalator. Reloading. Pistol.
Dude, I hear one of them back humpers around.
What is this gun?
Second pistol.
Hey, I'm reloading.
Nice.
Here you have like a map. Can't shoot that guy, but somehow still managed to get a bullet to go through and knock him over. I'm waiting to see a spitter somewhere. This may just not be in the area where they want spitters to spawn. Seems like the smokers attacks kind of attract zombies too. This definitely feels more arcadey and less just consistent spawning. This definitely feels like there's actual logic here.
I hear one of those spitting things.
There's no gate or anything through here, so there's kind of no reason to be in this section. You're still not really rewarded for playing and looking everywhere, though.
Assault rifle.
Yeah, I feel like maybe in single player. Okay, so this is the spitter, the trailer trash lady, which I guess that falls through with that, and she has a super elongated neck and Yeah.
Good one.
It's not like they're consistently following like
Reloading.
vices or anything. It's not the 7 deadly sins. It's not smokers, obviously. Smoke, spitters, I guess our chewing tobacco enthusiast would be the closest thing I could think. But then the witch still doesn't really make any sense. The jockey doesn't really make sense. Boomer, one assumes the boomer overate, and but then you'd almost have to say the jockey was like sloth, and that wouldn't really make sense.
Reloading.
It definitely feels very procedurally generated in that as soon as you defeat a special infected, you get a collection of zombies chasing after you. And it definitely feels weird that a single melee hit kills these zombies. That makes it feel just too
Everybody grab a
arcadey.
weapon.
I'll try this rifle.
Like I get the idea that you would knock back.
Are you out of your mind? Shooting at
Reloading.
me?
I get the idea that you would knock him back, but I feel like you would need to. Yeah, you would need to
Hey, I'm reloading.
have some kind of animation where you knock them back and then you shoot them, and some kind of cool kung fu move, or you would have to shoot them
Be
after
maxed
you
that
knock
way.
them back.
Reloading.
Yeah, I don't know which character would be Wrath or Rage, or if you were trying to equate each of these characters as 7 deadly sins. You also limit yourself down to only 7 special infected at that point, which would have been fine for the first game.
Reloading.
There is definitely an argument that they could have had female smokers and like a male spitter and to just double up the number of skins on the special infected. That would have been fairly easy to do.
Food court never stood a chance.
We are seeing, I think, slightly more variety in the zombies. I'm not seeing just the same 5 or 6 zombies, which that's nice. It still very much though feels like
Watch out.
there's something missing here. It's a very binary experience. Either you're going to go through this and succeed, or you're going to go through this and fail. Whereas most games you would say, okay, even if the player did fail,
Molotov.
we would have some backup continue concept.
Grabbing a Molotov.
So that you could keep on playing. Or you would have something like Zombie where you spawn as a whole new different character. That concept in Zombie and that roguelike element was something I think that could have been explored more. Apparently, Boomer Bile does not burn off, although that probably would have been a nice feature to take a bit of damage and
Okay.
and
Find me some real first
burn
aid.
off the Boomer Bile quicker. Where is he?
Shoot the damn tank!
That still takes way too long to load.
Guns here. Fire spit coming. That ain't right.
We're going down that direction. Seems fairly obvious. They do give you these little corners you can hide in now. Not really rooms or anything, just little corners. And I wonder if these specific corners are spawn points for the zombies.
Reloading.
I think I like the music notes from the
Over
first
this door.
game more, though. Like, I'm not really a fan of it just playing a couple of notes. There's 2 different lines of dialogue
Everybody
triggered.
grab a weapon.
Alright, we haven't played with the baseball bat yet, so this is where it gets really weird. Certainly. As you're basically playing a completely different game at this point.
Adrenaline shot here.
Go ahead and take that.
Jockey.
So yeah, I don't know how you really take on those guys. And we're still going very linear on all of this. It's like smack, 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 smack. It's making kind of a sound effect almost as if it's counting a combo system too. I definitely need to heal instead of goofing off. See, I don't know if it's making a sound effect because it's doing like 1 bit of damage or what. Did we kill the spitter or did the spitter get away?
Ammo here.
You know, we're working towards a final fight, and instead of doing that, I'm...
Search these rooms. Might be something we can use. Fire spit coming.
Come on, man, it's not funny anymore.
A hunter's got coach.
Yep, and you gotta move very fast here. That guy has a health... when did I get a health kit?
Healing.
I'm reloading.
Reload.
Better.
Yeah, that's definitely a question as to when did that health kit show up? Because I kind of felt like the game just handed that to me.
Guns here.
I'm a reload.
I'll take the pills. Looks like we're gonna
Get
go
ready.
in that
The
direction.
alarm's gonna sound.
I hear a boomer.
I cannot take on these guys
Defib unit here.
with the baseball bat.
Hey, look.
Got a defib unit.
I really cannot. That's just ridiculous. And it kind of highlights a problem with the idea of having melee weapons, is that it seems like they probably got game feedback, player feedback saying we want melee weapons, and then they implemented it in about the worst way possible, almost
Adrenaline shot
to
here.
be obnoxiously, maliciously compliant by having the melee weapons replace the handgun, when it would have made a lot more sense for the melee weapons to simply have been the weapon that you used when you did something like that. Alright. So now we're just deactivating the alarm, potentially. Let's see. Alright. More than likely they want me to deactivate the alarm, which seems to be upstairs. It doesn't seem like there really is too much even over here.
This is nasty shit.
Alright, well. Once again, this really changes your field of view way too much. That's the point where it stops feeling like you can actually participate in the video game.
Stop and shot me!
About to get serious.
Alright, so we've got to run up this way.
Is there some way to turn off?
Which the fact that you can just run this far is kind of ridiculous.
Alarm off!
Holy shit, is that annoying?
Reloading here!
Watch out!
Guns here.
There we go. And it seems like they're gonna just clear the entire floor.
Good to go. Much obliged.
Shit! Reload.
So even a grenade launcher,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
not good enough to kill the witch.
That worked.
Alright. Am I crouching? Yes. And we can look around here, but
Look.
honestly, I don't think there's even that much that's gonna happen.
Careful, smoker.
There's certainly a level of characterization you can expect to develop in mission like this. So it's not surprising that there's really nothing being said of importance. I assume we killed the smoker there.
I hear a spitter.
So we've got slightly bigger areas. It's not just all narrow hallways, but that's about the only real difference.
Weapons over here.
Let's see. And we are now working in and out of the...
We got a hunter.
There's two
on
hunters.
Nick!
We're looking at the back alleyways, the back passages of the malls.
Down here.
And still getting an occasional body over the ledge. A lot of soda machines blocking the way, which seems ridiculous that there would be soda machines in the back passages
Reloading.
in large quantities. It seems really ridiculous that people would barricade themselves or got that far and were that successful definitely feels like there was a fairly large percentage of people that survived
You can have this.
a few days, a week and a half or so before the zombie infection happened, but by the time it got to 2 weeks, it seems like about 8 characters survived. Maybe. There's a problem with that hallway in particular, in that you are almost certainly going to have friendly fire. And I don't know if that was intentional or if that was just an oversight. Chargers come quick.
Reloading.
I guess I can definitely feel a difference with these guns compared to the gun I had
Molotov
before.
here.
The gun I had before was
Grenade.
Grabbing a shot.
I was expecting more of a fight.
Throwing a Molotov.
Where the Molotov go? There it is. It's still fairly repetitive. Yeah. This definitely does some visual storytelling to say that they set up a whole like station, and that they were trying to help people with the sickness, which implies to me that the zombie infection very possibly starts with one set of symptoms and then turns them into the raving zombie infected characters later. So if it was just everybody was feeling fatigued or sick or something at first.
Reloading.
What's interesting here is
Up
I
this
don't
escalator.
know. They want us to go up, so it's down. It seems like down is just an opportunity to shoot some more zombies.
Reloading.
And run around in very dark
I'm a reload.
areas.
Reloading.
You can climb up here.
Reloading.
I'm hurting myself with fall damage. So I guess the idea was that you could climb up there as a second path. Maybe they're trying to just give second paths to everything, or maybe they thought some zombies might be programmable to climb up those paths. This upper area looks... Oops, 1 second.
Fire sequence. Plus, you get to make fun of Rob Schneider. Who doesn't love that?
Some stupid video just started playing on my cell phone.
Damn, you're good.
Stupid YouTube autoplay jumps you to random garbage. Yeah, this feels very repetitive, though. Like, they are trying to hide a lot in darkness. It's still miles above
Charger!
in quality compared to the game 1 year previous, Left 4 Dead 1. Clips, classic cuts. Sounds like a real place, but really isn't. But yeah, I would definitely. I would definitely like to see them put some more polish and some more textures all over the place. Let's see. Let's just go ahead and close this.
Careful, I hear a boomer.
CETA. Leaving twice in one day. Lesson learned.
Yeah, it's not great. Let's see. Apparently I did the most damage to the tank, but I'm getting a lot more assistance, I would say, in this multiplayer also. So the witch has like 1,000 damage and a grenade launch seems to do.
Who the hell is Jimmy Gibbs Jr.?
Oh, hey! Jimmy Gibbs!
I'm getting sick of looking at this guy's face.
Well, trust me, in these parts, he's as famous as Elvis or the president.
That man is the pride of Georgia. I would take a bullet for that man.
Amen.
So this is, I guess, taking place in Georgia, which I wonder if the events of the first game are taking place in, say, Atlanta or someplace like that. Some other area. Will this do anything? Nope. Then you just have a sanctuary that looks very different than
I'm with you.
the other sanctuaries. Gamers for Croydon. We're getting less walls of text. Which I appreciate that. And seemingly you can just grab melee weapons. I wonder if there's a argument to trying to use every single weapon. We'll do that, but I want to see if I can take this rocket launcher with me throughout to the end of this scenario.
What are we waiting
This will be the
for?
only
Let's
time I
go.
do that, however. Because it's boring. Yeah, that zombie was gonna stand up. Interesting. We're back to seeing bathrooms. No improvement on the engine as far as actually showing reflections.
First aid here.
I'll go ahead and take the first aid. That's more useful than the defibrillator for single player. There is a question though. Is there a reduced effectiveness of someone helping you up and reviving you now because the defibrillator exists? Or is it just all positive benefit? We have actual male bathrooms and female bathrooms. So I have to highlight that. That was something that was oddly missing in previous level designs. It felt fairly sexist to be running in the wow, it takes a while for that acid to show up. It was fairly sexist to be running through the airport and find just 2 male bathrooms and no female bathrooms. Wow, I shot that in the arm and it fell down with one shot.
Reloading.
This feels somewhat like a level in Fear.
Okay, so the evac station's abandoned, and we're at the center of a zombie-filled building. On the bright side, we're all probably gonna die.
We've got that car. And of course, the big purple car is where we're going. We're gonna have to, I imagine, find some gasoline for it and gas it up and maybe find the keys for it. This is a very much linear experience.
Cedar's not gonna save us. Any ideas?
I think I got one. Let's go find Jimmy Gibbs' stock car. We get that thing gassed up, we will drive out of here.
I'll agree to the idea, but I'm driving.
I actually think you should be the guy that came up with the idea that gets to drive a stock car.
What a fun road trip this'll be.
Find the gas can. Step 1, bring the gas to the car. Step 2. This is going to be one of those experiences where once again I'm just going to end up picking up the Coca-Cola, whereas everybody else is going to be doing
Let's go.
all the work.
Jockey's gonna bring the stupid goddamn gas in the tank.
So how does one Yeah, we're kind of stuck here. We need to figure out how to get up high. And I don't know if that's the elevator. No. It's not the elevator. This definitely feels like you could have had a single player on the second floor just waiting.
Here you go.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah, there's just a lot of blocked passages here. So I guess we're taking these stairs up. That's pretty much all I think we can
First
do.
aid.
Shit! Watch out!
So yeah, you've just got to run up here and then find one here and throw it that way and throw it that way.
They come.
Take some pills. Over in this direction.
Reload here. I got it.
Seems like there's more than enough cans.
We got a hunter.
Just having a little bit of fun.
We got Molotovs.
I don't hate this. So obviously the zombies, they spawn in these back areas and they run up the angles. So that's how their pathfinding is working.
A little pick me up.
And I assume these are kind of special gas tanks where they probably won't just burst into flames. Right. Where's the guy?
Don't stop now! Shoot it! Look out!
I got a can.
You just do that, and
Reloading.
theoretically, if you had everyone playing together, you would have somebody on the first floor, somebody running to the third floor. That's probably enough. But I suppose the question is, how can you go up to the third floor? Can you climb up? No. There's a path somewhere. There's definitely a lot of guys just in the way. I see 6, 7, 8. I think we probably have more than enough on the floor already. Accidentally shot myself.
I'm a reload.
Yeah. It seems like what you probably have to do. And we'll just run with this. Is you probably have to run up the stair.
Gas, get in the car.
Wow, these guys are really dying.
Damsel in distress.
Come on. We still need 5 more.
Oh, come on. You can make it.
Reloading.
Thank you kindly, man.
I got it.
Yeah, honestly, this probably, if you were really just trying to play this well, you would throw as many of these here. Let's see. And you can't really do anything.
I'm not dying in the middle of nowhere.
Let's go ahead and heal. Since I have no, like, real health.
That works. I got a can.
Hey, I'm reloading.
They're coming.
They do seem like they just kind of are constantly showing up. But it also seems somewhat scripted. So you put that. And
I need
we'll
this.
grab this.
I got it.
And grab this. Notice how that just kind of jumped.
Ammo.
Reloading.
Alright. Do we have enough? I'm a little afraid to shoot anything while I'm looking around. Let's see, this way takes you up to a different area. Seemingly zombies have just been trapped this whole time.
Everybody grab a weapon.
I guess this is This is a place where you can take a little bit of a respite. We're not seeing a lot of zombies coming through the roof. Well, we can
I got a can.
grab a couple more. These numbers only make sense if every player was also kind of helping out.
I got a can.
It'd be really funny if there was just an explosion then that knocked you, that burnt all those and reset them and had to respawn them.
Defib unit here.
Interesting. And there's a crowbar. If there was any thought that the crowbar might be one of the special crowbars, which I suspect it isn't. That might be where in survival mode you might find a crowbar.
Reloading.
And you could jump down this way, but I think you'd hurt yourself fairly badly. It does seem like that is a plan though. So a couple different places you had to go. It wasn't all one connected loop. We should definitely have enough now. And I imagine what we're gonna find is we need to find some keys or something. So we had about 5 extra gas tanks. And then you get a nice kind of cutscene where they're driving the car. Now, almost certainly I would have more than just a car drained of gasoline if it was on presentation in a mall. I would probably disconnect the starter, remove the battery, things like that, to make it a little bit harder for somebody to potentially hotwire it and steal it. That being said, I also wouldn't be surprised if sometimes they did just drive cars into malls to show them off. So we get these statistics. It's not presented in a particularly useful way. Clearly, I would like to see a up and down line graph for each chapter, if not each 5-minute segment, 10-minute segment or so. 4 different colors for 4 different players on a line graph showing the number of headshots and things like that would have been interesting. 2,399 zombies were harmed in making this film. They still are going with the film idea. But yeah, marked improvement compared to the first game. Achievement wise, we just got one more achievement. So there was nothing for keeping the grenade with us. Okay. So then let's see something here. Developer commentary nodes. Work only on the campaign called Parish. The Parish. So it wouldn't make any sense to do that right now. We may just end early today. Let's see if credits actually work this time. Unlike the first game. Or if it just accidentally loads us into an empty room also. That's a lot of loading for It actually works as we are seeing credits, real credits, not the end of scenario credits. We'll check those out in their totality at the end of the series. So then the only other thing we would want to check out right now would be single player. And once again, if the mouse cursor is in the middle of it, it messes up. So that was dead center, right? Yeah, that would have made a lot more sense. So what we want to do is find out the parish. I don't see anything. Oh, here it is. It's way down here at the end, right before the sacrifice. We know that the first 5 game levels are probably what originally came out. So this was like the first DLC. So what we want to do is jump in here, play this on normal. We'll just choose a random character. And we want to see if the gameplay mechanics are any different on the old levels. Otherwise, there's no reason to play these levels at all. It might play slightly better, but if you're limited in that way... Here. So, I can immediately hear a witch.
Good thinking.
Well, we now know we can get secondary guns, and we can get bats. So, there is a legitimate reason. Where's my handgun? I just lost it, didn't I? Because I took a bat. I don't know if these graphics look really any polished. That'd be kind of hard to tell from a year. It is very possible that it is slightly polished from a year ago.
Witch!
You get up here, witch. Let's see how you're gonna make it up here. Nope, couldn't get up here, so it just ran away. Interesting. And they changed the ammo piles now to just these, to the canister, which is interesting. So I guess there is a reason to rush through this and run through these levels one more time. Feels like there should be a challenge where you just play with melee weapons and you don't fire a single shot. Feels like there has been some changes to the layout. TVs can now apparently be shot. So, yeah. I'll still have to think about it, though. Truth of the matter is, I'm not super enthusiastic as far as the first game. Enough that I really would want to play the levels even twice. And I think that highlights kind of the core problem with Left 4 Dead, is that it is a game designed so that you play it over and over again. And I don't really want to play it over and over again. That painting, I think, is new. Not the level designs themselves are probably the same. Some of the textures potentially have been improved upon, unless we found like major changes in how things are designed. I wouldn't be particularly enthusiastic. Like that wall is a little bit different. These zombies do look a little bit different. So we're getting what looks like the new characters. We're getting the new audio.
Here they come!
The problem with this, though, is this is not really the experience you get when you play Zombie U, where every single
Pills here!
potential
Reloading!
shot and every potential swing, you had to wind up and put yourself in danger to swing the cricket bat. There was a lot more fear in using a melee weapon in Zombie U, whereas here you can pretty much
Weapons
just do
here.
whatever you want.
Okay.
And having just recently played these levels, there's kind of nothing particularly interesting or new that you'll find. Since these are the more linear, narrow hallways, you are going to end up getting stuck behind the obnoxious spitter gas. You're going to get stuck behind
Reloading!
a lot of other things.
Weapons here!
Extra pistol?
There we go. Slightly maybe better car lines.
Reloading!
Slightly better graphics potentially on the textures on the walls. Slightly different
Reloading!
graffiti. But certainly some things are still consistently in the same place. If anything, all this does is make there be very little reason to play the first game, because first game, in I think most people's opinion, is the lesser version of this. They didn't add anything that was drastically different. The buttons still are working the same way.
Heads up!
It's not even really a case like the second game is particularly more difficult than the first game because of the new special infected. If anything, it's just more interesting. Like,
Reloading!
This way!
this is one of these weird level layouts that
A black powder bomb.
you know there won't be any
Molotov over
new
here.
dialogue here with the characters or character development. And I suspect once we get to the sacrifice, you might have some of the characters from the first game show up as non-playable character in the second game, much like how they did it in Borderlands 2, where they introduced a whole group of 4 new players in Borderlands 2, and then made the 4 playable characters in the first game non-playable characters.
I'm reloading.
There's the station.
Reloading. Ow!
Don't shoot the car.
Reloading. Bull frickin' horse shit. Fire in the hole.
Now there was an achievement for blowing up like 20 characters at once. Seemingly that's gone. You can only trigger the alarm to go off once. Either if there's an achievement for using every melee weapon, I'm wondering if you have to use it perhaps multiple times. Like kill 10 zombies or kill 100 zombies with the chainsaw. I hear something screeching. Yeah, that was a spinner.
Safe house ahead. Thank God. Cover me.
Yeah, none of them actually covering you, and instead just running towards the safe house. Yeah. Wouldn't be surprised if these guys show up as NPC characters.
That was a good piece of work.
So what I think we'll probably do, since we had enough time to play one section here, is that we won't play these levels for the old game linearly. Which means I'll basically be reset every time I come back into a level, which that it does kind of simulate more of where I would be anyways. So the general idea is when we finish the main thing, if we have any extra time, we'll do one sequence. If we end up having a lot of extra time, we'll do other sequences. Meanwhile, you could probably work on things. The motions they do there, the apply the health kit zooms out now. I don't think it did that before, and it really shows how you're kind of just pantomiming things because it doesn't quite line up, or even worst case scenario, you're kind of just molesting people. Yeah, so that's weird. And I'll have to look at the main characters in the main game to determine whether that's still the case. And then what we'll want to do is check out some of these other sections. Mutation that seem to be custom made levels. Where it requires 4 players or even 8 players. Interesting it got up to 8 players. I bet those mutations we don't get really to play. Realism seems to be a single player experience, so we'll have to see what that really is. In a real apocalypse, good teamwork is what you really is all you have left. I wonder if this changes the graphics or changes the difficulty. Versus is online only. We'll have to check that out. Realism versus is online only. Survival can be played in single player, so it seems like more can be played in single player. Scavenge needs to be online too. So more modes, but still a decent amount of them, either online only or heavily focused online in gameplay. Alright, well, that's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.